You gotta love a fanboy calling you a fanboy. Marco Ramirez says Teofimo has a better resume than Terence Crawford, and he also said the WBC has confirmed that Teofimo was undisputed at 135. I don't know about that, but Teofimo could have been undisputed at 135 if Lomachenko didn't relinquish the WBC belt. Remember, Devin Haney was his mandatory, and instead of fighting his mandatory, he took the WBC franchise title and gave the WBC belt to Devin Haney, and that's why they called Devin Haney the email champion at the time. I have no problem with that, Mr. Ramirez. If you want to call Teofimo the undisputed champ, you can. But you will also have to call Kambosos the undisputed WBC champ, who wiped the floor with Teofimo. And I know the WBC has confirmed it, aka Mauricio Solomon, but he confirms a lot of things. He's so wishy-washy. So Teofimo has a better resume than Terence Crawford. Obviously, Mr. Ramirez thinks Teofimo is greater than Terence Crawford. I just know one thing. Terence Crawford will not lose to Kambosos, who's a C-plus fighter. And to me, Devin Haney was a legit undisputed champ at 135, and he's recognized as an undisputed four-belt era champion. Teofimo is not. Maybe that's why Teofimo is so bitter. But wait, there's more. Crawford want no smoke with Ortiz or Boots, but this fanboy is blinded by his fanboyism. But you're calling out Canelo to fight Benavidez. So basically, he's telling me I don't have the same energy for Crawford like I have with Canelo, which means he doesn't listen to my channel too much, which means he's a fanboy of Canelo, which I don't care about his feelings about that. But those who listen knows I would love to see Crawford against Boots. As far as Virgil Ortiz, that's a good fight down the road. But right now, Virgil Ortiz is still getting his feet wet. He's been out the ring for how long? But none of his stuff is going to happen yet because Crawford is still under contract to fight Spence. So all those proposal fights y'all talking about, they don't mean squat. How can you duck somebody when you're under contract? Now, for Marco Ramirez, who doesn't know what he's talking about, now let's get this straight. Boots had two opportunities to fight Terence Crawford. Two opportunities to fight Terence Crawford. What happened to those opportunities? He decided to go to IBF. His dad even admitted it, that Black Prime tried to call and set that fight up, but he was loyal to Showtime, so he didn't want no part of it. Now, another thing that happened is Boots was number 2 by the WBO. Virgil Ortiz was going the WBA route. So that made Boots number 1 in the WBO. But Boots went to IBF because he wanted to fight Spence. I mean, he could have petitioned to become Terence Crawford's mandatory, but he decided to go the IBF route to fight Spence. With that being said, if the Spence fight didn't pop off and Terence Crawford planned to stay at 147, I said, why not fight Jerron Boots in it? And I also said, if Terence Crawford is planning to move up to 154, why not fight Tim Tszyu in Australia and become a 4-weight champion? So I do hold the same energy for Crawford. I'm a fanboy of boxing, and I want to see Crawford in there with the best. And I also said I did want to see Canelo against Benavidez, but you did not mention the other part because you're an emotional fanboy. I said I picked Canelo to stop Benavidez, but it's still a fight I want to see. So stop whining and get Canelo's nuts out your mouth. These type of fanboys ruin social media. He's the type of guy that says Crawford's a great fighter, but he has a bad resume, he hasn't fought anybody. So how can you be a great fighter and we haven't fought good competition? I don't understand it. You can't be both, okay? If you don't think Crawford is not a great fighter, then say it. I will respect you more. But you to say he fought nobody, he's fought injured fighters, and he's still a great fighter, it does not make sense to me. Like Teofimo's last interview, he continues to criticize Crawford's resume, but he also said he wants to fight the best. So how you know he's the best if he hasn't fought the best? I'm using your logic. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Jay Beezy, I'm gone.